This is Saul Canelo Alvarez, a man who defines danger inside the ring.
And this is Terence Crawford, a fighter whose skill has left opponents hopeless.
You could take a guy like Canelo, this guy could do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
Floyd Mayweather has once again shaken up the boxing world by calling out Terence Crawford immediately after Canelo Alvarez's latest fight. Known for his unmatched confidence and his flawless record, Mayweather didn't hold back. He hinted that he's ready to step back into the ring for another high-stakes showdown. Pause. Fans and analysts everywhere are buzzing at the thought of Mayweather facing Crawford, who many consider one of the best pound-for-pound fighters alive. The excitement is real, and the tension is building fast.
Let me ask you though, Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you, and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. You only have to win 7, 10-9 rounds clear, and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and purposes, never got put down, and he was the best, one of the best to ever do it. It's very hard to go a whole career undefeated.
Terence Crawford protected his unbeaten record by defeating Canelo Alvarez through a unanimous decision, becoming the undisputed super middleweight champion. This bout took place at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on September 13, 2025, and it was one of the most anticipated fights of the year. Crawford moved up 2 full weight classes for this challenge and entered the ring brimming with confidence. Despite Canelo being naturally bigger and known for his dangerous power, Crawford set the pace from the start, using smart boxing, crisp footwork, and sharp combinations to take away that advantage.
What did you think? What did you think of the fight?
Man, I loved it, man. I loved the fight, man. I love the fight. I did not know how it was going to go. I didn't think the weight was going to be a problem for Terence Crawford. I'm on record as saying I didn't think it was going to be a problem. But it stood to be seen, it needed to be seen, and I knew we would have known after the first, second, or third round. You feel what I'm saying? And when I seen how Canelo was respecting his jab and how Canelo was respecting his power from the very beginning, I knew how it was going to go. And I knew that Bud was only going to get stronger and get bolder and, you know, start to wear him down, because Canelo is known to start to wear a little bit in the later round.
Everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo up close.
Man, Bud is the best, man. Bud is the best. I've been on wax and saying that, Bud. I've been on wax and saying that for a couple of years now. I bet against Bud on Spence. I bet against Bud on Porter. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud the best, but he's hands down. He's the best. He's the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him his respect no matter what. You got to give him his respect. He just went up 2 weight classes what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease.
Right.
You got to respect that.
Break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way he won it tonight?
He won the fight by gaining Canelo's respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was smaller and everything else, these fighters are still humans, and they hear what the people are saying. Canelo was, Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did to Spence. I mean, look at what he's doing to some of these people. So no matter what, I mean, you have to take that into consideration.
For this fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. placed his money on Terence Crawford. He trusted Crawford's skills enough to bet $50,000 on him winning against Canelo Alvarez. The odds were set at plus $148. When Crawford pulled off the unanimous decision, Mayweather's bet paid off big, earning him $124,000. Pause. This move showed more than just Mayweather's confidence in Crawford. It proved his deep knowledge of boxing and his sharp eye for predicting outcomes.
Check this out, guys. Floyd Money Mayweather just shared on social media that he bet $50,000 on Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford made Mayweather $74,000. Most people that I talked to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. But most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we'll hear from Canelo. We're going to hear from Crawford. And I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Money Mayweather bet on Crawford and make some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio because I know the broadcasters were all against Canelo. They were all against him all week from the rivals. So I don't expect anything different.
Mayweather has made it clear where he stands in the pound-for-pound debate. He has openly declared Terence Crawford as the #1 fighter in the world today. After Crawford's dominant performance against Canelo Alvarez, Mayweather praised his discipline, his versatile skill set, and his ability to rule multiple weight divisions. To Mayweather, being pound for pound isn't just about collecting belts. It's about proving superiority over the very best. And in his view, Crawford has done exactly that. By defeating elite champions and staying undefeated, Crawford has made himself the man everyone else has to beat.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as #1.
Interestingly, Crawford has also admired Mayweather's approach, not only his brilliance inside the ring, but also the way he managed his career and protected his legacy. Over time, this admiration grew into a genuine connection between the two. Crawford has often received tips and small pieces of advice from Mayweather, which he doesn't just listen to, he applies them. Their relationship shows a deeper bond based on ambition, legacy, and a shared understanding of what it really takes to become great in boxing.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boss. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. I always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person.
Recently, Canelo Alvarez made headlines with a candid statement during a press conference. He said, quote, "I think Crawford is way better than Floyd. Mayweather." Pause. This was surprising to many because Alvarez's first career defeat came at the hands of Mayweather back in 2013. When Canelo was just 23 years old and still unbeaten. Crawford's victory over Canelo, however, was masterful. He displayed quicker hands, superior footwork, and brilliant tactical precision to outbox Alvarez over 12 rounds. Even after moving up 2 divisions, Crawford used smart defense and accurate counters to neutralize Alvarez's power.
Fight Hub TV, right here in the middle.
Yeah.
Champ, first off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
it's my
2,
pleasure.
Champ, I wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try. you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine, so I cannot think in that way. But I try my best tonight.
And lastly, for me, champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Following Canelo's claim that Crawford is better than Floyd, Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, responded critically. He argued that Canelo's comments were a strategic way to boost Crawford's reputation and, in turn, make Canelo's loss look more respectable. Jeff reminded fans that Canelo's loss to Floyd came when Canelo was in his physical prime. He also pointed out that while Crawford is highly skilled, Floyd's defensive ability still remains unmatched.
Also, if we remember, Canelo that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah,
but a man that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people. But
how are you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose?
20s. I mean, your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
Want
to make himself look like he did something great.
Let's remember what happened when Floyd and Canelo actually fought. That fight ended with a majority decision. Judge C.J. Ross controversially had it scored as a draw, while the other two judges had it for Floyd. At that time, Floyd was at the top of his game, while Canelo was still young and inexperienced. He was only 23, maybe 25, and still developing. Even then, Canelo had more fights on his record than Floyd. Yet he couldn't get past a 36-year-old Mayweather, who was still performing at his peak. Pause. Some argue that 36 isn't prime age in boxing, but for Floyd, it clearly was. And that's why many say Canelo's current comments are meant to reshape the narrative, to make his earlier loss look better in hindsight.
The Floyd Mayweather that Canelo Alvarez fought.
Yeah.
In the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring.
Yeah.
Who's the better fighter, Jay?
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time, Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you're in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look so great to me.
So here's the big question. With Floyd Mayweather calling out Terence Crawford, could we be looking at one of the biggest fights in boxing history? Or should money stay retired and let Crawford carry the torch for this generation? Pause. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the debate alive.